Well, hello and welcome back to the Surge, uh, to our web series Simply Legal, episode number 2. And to begin with, I have a confession to make. No one likes bigger videos, lengthy ones. Even I don't like making them. But there are some topics that need to be in continuity. You cannot break them into different parts, and hence cannot be made into smaller videos. This video is going to be a lengthy one, but hold on. I will, at the end of the video, I like to treat you for being with me till the end. It will be kind of a gesture and a surprise. So to know what the treat is going to be, watch the video till the end. So having made that confession, let's begin today's video. So in this video, we are going to talk about trademark. Now, before getting into the topic, let's see what we are going to discuss in this particular video. I've made some notes. This particular project has got me into a broken habit of writing notes. Till now, I used to rely on my laptop, computer, or mobile gadgets. But this particular article, since this particular video is a lengthy one, I had to scribble some notes, I had to write down some notes, and this I have done after a very long time. So what are we going to discuss or understand in this video? We are going to discuss what is a trademark, then what is the role of a trademark, and what can be protected or what can be trademarked and what cannot be trademarked, as well as what cannot be protected under trademark. Then who can own a trademark, and if you want to get your business into international markets, will your trademark be protected internationally? We are going to discuss that. And lastly, but most importantly, we are going to discuss classes of trademark and service mark, and also going to discuss statistics. I'll rather than discussing, I'll just show some statistics of previous 5 years. I guess from 2013 to 2018, not even 19. That is the data that I've collected. So let's begin with the video. In your daily routine, you must have seen various business logos or business names having TM written or R written somewhere around the name, and mostly it is on the upper right corner of that name or the logo. So what is the difference and what is it? So that TM or R means, those things mean trademark. They are symbols related to trademark. Now there is a difference that I'll tell you between what TM means and what R means. TM is a protection, temporary protection given to your business mark or a trademark when you apply for a trademark. So if you want to register for trademark, you file an application, and from the day you file an application, that temporary protection is given to you, and your trademark cannot be used by someone else, or rather in simpler words, is protected by Trademark Act till your application is decided. Now your application for trademark protection can be accepted or rejected under different grounds that we will discuss further in this video. But understand this, that till your application is accepted or rejected, you get the temporary protection. And when you are in that phase, you can use TM words near your logo or your business name. Now this is about TM. What about R mark? R mark stands for a registered trademark. So step 1, you applied for your trademark. Then if your trademark application gets accepted, then you have to move from TM to R. It's like a promotion. You are promoted from TM to a registered mark. Now this protection is given to you for a period of 10 years. And after this 10 years, again, you have to renew and get your trademark protected again. But having said that, that is the important thing that I wanted to share with you. The difference between TM and R. Now you know. So what is a trademark? Trademark, like any other property, is your intellectual property. Now, apart from being an intellectual property, it is also an identity of your business. Now, what I mean by identity of your business is that it gives identity towards your business. Now, whom this identity is given? It is given to your customers or the people outside who can recognize your product or service and correlate with this trademark or service mark. Now, again, whatever goods that are manufactured are protected under trademark, and whatever services your business offers can be protected under service mark. There are various classes that we will be discussing by the end of this video, but right now just understand this, that trademark or service mark gives your business identity. Now, what it also does is, or rather, why did the need for trademark arise? Now, what used to happen is, imagine that you are into business and you create a successful business. Now, what happens is that people try to replicate your business or your product or service either intentionally or unintentionally. But then eventually what happens is confusion. To whom? To the customers, to the clients. Now, to avoid this situation, Government of India came up with Trademark Act. Now, what this act does is, it simply identifies your business. This works as a win-win situation for both. It protects the rights of the trademark owner, as well as it avoids confusion for your customers. In a simpler way, that your customers are not fooled, or they don't get fooled by choosing some wrong product or service. Now that you know what is trademark, let's move on to what are the roles of trademark. So there are quite some few, and I'll just read them to you. As we said, that the main role of trademark is to avoid confusion. This is the most important role of trademark. to avoid confusion. Then later, what trademark does is, again, it identifies your business. Then it advertises your business. First two points I've already given you examples or made you understand by some illustration. What I mean that trademark advertises your business is that it kind of promotes your business and in a safer way. So when you promote or advertise your business, you need not worry about someone infringing your trademark or someone trying to replicate your business or your product or your service. Then it also assures and guarantees the quality of your product or service. What generally happens is, if again I'll give you the same example. If you give a successful business or a product or a service in the market, and someone picks up that product or a market and tries to replace it with their own version of product or service that either sounds similar or is similar to your business but is of inferior quality. Now in this scenario, what happens is that people will be confused that this particular business which sounds similar to yours, and remember, which is of inferior quality, is your product or is your service. And just having that experience of an inferior quality, they will be disappointed by your product because they don't know that it is not your product. They think that it is your product. They're confused that it is your product. And in the end, what happens is your goodwill is hampered. So that is very important. So this is the role that trademark plays, and it's again a very important role, that it assures and guarantees your quality. Then it protects your business from being misused. Just I explained in the previous example. And then moving forward, it gives you the right to sell, transfer, or assign your trademark. This particular topic is quite lengthy one, and I have not included because as I confess, this video itself is going to be a lengthy one. So I have reserved this topic for some another day. We'll make a video about ownership, transfer, or assigning of your trademark. It's going to be a very interesting video or a topic. And then lastly, right to not only stop fraud but also collect profit from the wrongdoer. Now this is very important. I'll explain this to you. Now in the previous example, remember when I said that someone tries to replicate your business product or business service. Now if you catch such infringement and if you find this person who's trying to replicate your business either intentionally or unintentionally, then what trademark gives you is the right to acquire his accounts book and then find out the profits that he had by replicating your business, and then having those profits, getting those profits from him. That is the power of trademark, and these are the rules of. Now let's see what can be protected under trademark or service mark, or to put in simpler words, what can be registered as a trademark or a service mark. there are quite a few things that I'll just read out to you. What can be protected? Letter, word, phrase, numerical, I mean numbers, then a sign, symbol, 3D or 2D objects or shapes, design, graphical image, labels, a unique packaging style, a distinctive combination of either a single color or multiple colors or a combination of colors, and distinct sound, I mean a particular sound or a particular smell. All these things can be protected under trademark or can be registered under trademark. Now that we understand what can be protected, let's move on to what cannot be protected or what cannot be registered under trademark or service mark. So, words or names that sound similar cannot be trademarked, cannot be registered or cannot be protected under trademark or service mark. Now remember, I said one of the most important roles of trademark is to avoid confusion. Yes, this is the reason that that role plays that trademark plays a very important role to avoid confusion. Now, words or names that sound similar. Let me give you an example. You go to a supermarket and there is a brand that you like, say Florence rice brand. Now you always like the quality of this particular rice, and whenever you go to the supermarket, you always prefer Florence rice brand. Now one fine day when you go to the supermarket and you pick up a bag of your favorite rice brand, you get back home and just to your surprise you find out that by mistake you purchased or you bought some other rice brand that was similar to your favorite rice brand. Now when I say similar, it can be similar in looks, it can be similar in name. Say for example, your choice was Florence, but what you picked up was Elorence. EF, it's quite similar and it confuses you. And when I say that it was similar in the looks, maybe that the other manufacturer used same color combination or packaging. Understand, we just discussed what can be trademarked, right? So in this particular example, the other manufacturer tried to confuse the buyer and you got confused, and by mistake you purchased a rice brand that was not of your choice, and maybe you will regret it because it was of inferior quality. I'm just giving you an example. So because of all these things, these things cannot be protected under trademark. Now, another thing that cannot be protected under trademark is generic names. Generic names, I'll give you an example. Say, these are the terms that are very common, and rather than going in the market and asking for a specific product, you generally end up asking for asking a generic name of a product. I'll give you two examples. One is aspirin. Now, aspirin is used for as a painkiller overall in the world. So, if you go to a medical shop and ask for aspirin, that guy will also give you some sort of painkiller. And another example is computer or Xerox machine. Now, Xerox itself is a brand, and it's a completely different case that we'll not get into. But then these are the generic terms or generic names. So now you cannot register them because they're generic in nature. So another thing that cannot be protected is generic qualities. Generic qualities means that the quality, you cannot name a product by qualities that are generally described or the qualities that describe your product in general. I'll give you some example. If you want to try and register your business of fruits by naming it sweet pineapple fruits, you cannot do that because most of the pineapples are sweet. So it becomes very general quality. It is not something specific, and a customer cannot identify your business. So if all the pineapples are sweet, then how can you specifically say that only my pineapples are sweet? You cannot say that. That's the reason I believe you cannot do that. You cannot name by generic qualities for your product or service. So these are the kinds of things that cannot be protected under trademark or registered under trademark. Let's move on to who can register, or let me put this into a simpler way. Who can own a trademark? Now, anybody who's involved in a legal commercial activity can own a trademark. Now, understand this concept. Your business has to be legal. You cannot apply for a trademark for a business of selling drugs because that is not legal. So your business has to be a commercial activity, and it has to be not only commercial activity but a legal commercial activity. And then who can register, who can own a trademark? An individual or a proprietor, a company, or any legal entity. Legal entity, private limited company or company, different types of companies, Section 8 company. So all these can own a trademark. Now, moving on, let's see what if you own a business mark, business name, and you have not gone for trademark registration. Now, this is very important. Most of you people will be interested in knowing this as to what if I don't want to go for trademark registration? What kind of protection do I still get? Or rather, do I get any kind of protection if I don't go for trademark? Yes. Now let's discuss this. Trademark registration, first of all, is not mandatory in India. So I'll not talk about other countries. We'll specifically talk about India. In India, you can start a business without going for trademark registration. Now, if you are not protected under trademark protection, then what kind of protection do you get? You do get protection under common law. So, what this means is, not of course, trademark registration, you certainly enjoy some privileges, and which you cannot enjoy unless you go for a trademark. But that does not mean that you're not protected. You're protected, as I said, by common law. And what kind of protection that would be? Under common law, you can sue a wrongdoer. Remember when I said that somebody tries to pretend your business, or replicate your business product or service, and confuses people. Say, for example, your product or services is given by the intruder, or not intruder, by someone who's trying to replicate your business or service, gives inferior quality to your customers. So in that case, if you find that person, you can sue that person under common law. But you cannot sue him for infringement, because you're not protected. You're not registered. You have not registered your trademark, and you're not protected under trademark. Hence, you can sue him under common law, but you cannot sue for infringement and claim the profits. Remember, in trademark, what right you enjoy is, if you find that person, if you find a business that is trying to be you or your business, then you can not only sue that business, but you can demand the accounts, books, and you can find out how much profit he made by being your business, and you can demand that profit. So in this, if you are not protected under trademark law, then you certainly cannot ask for that profit. Now, another important question that we are going to discuss is, what if you want to take your business internationally? You've registered in India for trademark, and if you want to take your business into international markets, then the most important question that you will be interested in is whether that protection applies overseas. So let's discuss that. Now, what happened is, as the world started progressing in trade and commerce, a lot of disputes in trade and commerce came up. As a result, a lot of countries started implementing trademark laws. Similarly, then the problem arose that some countries do not follow trademark law, some countries do. So eventually, they made all the countries sign this particular law, and it is kind of similar with some differences or some exceptions. Some countries, I believe, are not part of this, but most of the world, if you want to do business into, has trademark protection. And if you go into those parts of the world, then definitely your business will be protected with just one single application. That is the progress that India has achieved by signing various treaties or becoming a part of various treaties. We'll discuss those treaties. I'll just name those treaties to you. Most importantly, India became a member of WIPO in 1975. Then India became a part of Madrid Protocol. Then another important treaty is, or rather, another, it's kind of an agreement that few countries signed. It's the TRIPS, that is Agreement on Trade Related Aspects of Intellectual Property Rights. Then another convention was the famous Bern or Paris Convention, Madrid Protocol that I already told that India is part of, and then lastly European Community Trademark, CTM. So these are some important treaties that resulted in having trademark in most of the countries, and rather it made most of the countries apply this trademark. So what happened as a result of which, a lot of businesses, when they traveled overseas, were protected under the same trademark law. Now this brings us to the last, almost the last topic, and a very important one is I would like to share what is classes of trademark, or what is what are classes of service mark. Now to understand that, we need to look into the purpose of having classes. Now remember, I'm repeating this again and again, the main purpose of trademark is to, or the main role of trademark is to avoid confusion among the clients or customers. So to give you an example, let's say, before giving you an example, also remember, I just wanted to remind you that I will be showing the list, I'll be sharing the list of classes of trademark and service mark with you by the end of this video. This is not that sweet surprise. Sweet surprise is something else. This is something serious. You need to know, because this tells you under what class or what category your business will fall in and be protected. Now this is very important, because this allows multiple businesses having same names to enjoy trademark protection. We'll see how and why. We'll see that with an example. Let's take Jacob Enterprises as an example. There are two businesses having the same name, Jacob Enterprises. Now, when I say same name, they don't have same businesses. They have different businesses. Okay, so one Jacob Enterprises is into the business of providing financial services. Remember services? Remember service mark? So this will fall under service mark and not trademark. That's one hint that I've given you. Now another Jacob Enterprises is into a business of selling fancy goods. Now goods falls under trademark, because here we are talking about a product and not a service. So Jacob Enterprises selling fancy goods will fall under the class or category of trademark and not service mark. Whereas the first Jacob Enterprises that involved itself into a business of financial services will fall under the category of service marks. So when this particular example comes in front of us or comes in front of the authority, so again I point out to avoid confusion. So to avoid any confusion, what the authority did is it differentiated both of them, not only into in two different classes. Like one was for service mark and one was for trademark. But as I said, both are into different businesses. So the financial services will fall under class 36, and Jacob Enterprises will fall under class 26. That is part of the trademark and not service mark. So this is how, or rather, this is actually the purpose of having different classes, so that it is easy for the organization, for the government to differentiate between different businesses and organizing the whole thing. And for the user or for the applicants, it gives the freedom for businesses to use an interesting name. Say, as I said, Jacob Enterprises was you were very fond of Jacob Enterprises name, and you wanted that name, but somebody already had trademarked that name. If classes were not there, you could have not got that particular name. But since we have these different categories and different classes, if your business does not correlate or does not fall under the same category or the same classes, you can protect or you can register a same name for your business, provided you're into a different business category. Lastly, as I said, I will share with you the statistics of the figures for last 5 years. I said from 2013. I've got data from 2013 to 2018. So that you shall be able to watch on the screen in a short time. Now I'll just tell you what the observations are, what your observations will be, that there is growth in filings of trademarks, and what it indicates is that basically there is awareness about the trademark. More and more people are now aware of what trademark is, and they know what benefits of this trademark act are, and that is the reason more and more people are kind of enjoying trademark protection, or rather going for trademark protection. And now it absolutely depends upon you as to whether you want to go for a trademark or not. But then I'll stress on this part, that if you want to go for trademark protection, then my suggestion would be to go through a trademark attorney, because he is the kind of professional who knows the process and has some shortcuts. Because what the process of trademark registration is, you apply for a trademark, but before application also you need to know whether someone else is having that particular name. Then the important question of classes comes up. So the search is also a very important part of this process. No, it's not that you cannot do it individually, but then it's quite tricky, because then you will have you just simply cannot rely on Google search and then file an application, because then you have to pay some fees, and some amount has to be put in for this process. And I just don't want you to file this application and then end up paying the money to the government and uh, end up rejecting your application. Chances are that your application will be rejected. I'm not trying to demoralize you in any sort of way, but having a trademark attorney or a professional will always help you in this process, and it will make this process for you a lot smoother. Having said that, would like to end this video hoping that you understood a lot of things about trademark. I know this video became a bit lengthy, but then it had to be because I did not want to discontinue or break it into different parts, because these many parts were important and I wanted to put them in this particular video so you understand them in continuity. Now remember, I said that if you stay with me till the end, as a gesture, I will give you a treat, and that treat is a tongue twister. Yes, a tongue twister. I just enjoyed this tongue twister. Rather, it is my creation. I created it with my 3-year child, and we had some fun, me and my family members, saying this. So I would like to share that with you. It's do to ba, do ba. Now just say this a little bit faster and try and say this for at least 10 seconds. You can record a video and you can do this with your family members and have some fun. So I'll do it for you. Do it a little bit faster, like just try to understand it. Do to ba, bo to da. 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 See, just do this for 10 seconds and I'm sure you and your family members will enjoy this. Now the reason that I had this kind of treat for you is that we had a lengthy video, on a serious topic, so just wanted to have a lighter mode, just wanted to end this video on a very lighter mode, hence this treat. So once again, thank you for being with us on this channel, and I hope you like this video, and if you do, don't hesitate to press that like button, and if you have not subscribed to our channel, I request you to do subscribe, because then it will let you know when we come up with another video. Thank you, and see you in our next episode, in our next video.